Hey, cutie. How you doing? You know we're both males, right? Oh, I know. And we're both wearing pink. Alright, fine. If you're not interested. No, wait, I didn't say stop.
I'm in love with a hero. I'm in love with the one who will...
Hello, toy fans of the world. Let's talk about Arrow, who happens to be from the Masters Universe Classics toy line. However, he's much more well known for being part of the Princess of Power toys. He is a true blue horse, flies bow to victory. Wait a minute, he's not blue. This version of Arrow is based on the She-Ra Princess of Power cartoon, whereas the toy that came out from that series had a much more blue appearance. This steed came out a couple years ago, but I was never able to pick him up. Michael, thank you so much for getting me this figure. I'm really happy with the way it looks, and I can't wait to put Bo on top of it. Yeah, I know what I said. Anyways though, there is a bio on the back. In fact, one of the pictures being shown shows Arrow being in his blue color. Real quickly, this reads, Arrow, the true blue horse flies bow to victory. Real name, Arrow. Loyal steed of Etherian bowman Kyle Reculia, Arrow was trained from birth to soar into battle at a moment's notice. Serving Bo with utmost loyalty, Arrow carries not only his master, but several quivers full of magical arrows, each with their own unique properties. He carried Bo into many great battles, both on Etheria and later on Eternia, after several members of the Great Rebellion followed Hordak through the Laser Gate to aid the Masters of the Universe. During the second Ultimate Battleground, Arrow saved the lives of many heroic warriors with his swift moves through the air and on the ground. Poor Matty Collector. They really did release a good line for a period there, even though they did screw up a lot of the times, but still, I was really happy with a lot of the things that they did do. Anyways though, enough about the packaging, let's go ahead and open this guy up. And here he is! He also comes with two different wings that he can be displayed as, but I'll show that in a second. Right out of the packaging, they put on one of those plastic tie things that go around his ears, underneath his saddle, and around his tail. I think that's to keep his head up so it doesn't kind of slouch downwards, which I may end up keeping it on him. Wow, up close his eyes are really dark. For the most part, Matty Collector used the same pieces that they made Swiftwind from. Of course, there's some differences here and there. The biggest one, of course, is his mane. He is the punk horse of the Great Rebellion. Up close, you can kind of see the well-sculpted mane itself. I think they did a great job of doing this. Another major difference is the head sculpt itself. You can see he's got a harness that's actually sculpted onto his face. I always used to like to think that maybe this little blue dot could have some sort of magical unicorn horn pop out. For the most part, his coloring, I think, is done really well. The only little exception is it looks like there's a cigarette burn on like his butt cheeks here. You can see underneath his orange hooves, pretty much they're all the same. And I love that those hooves are color coordinated with his mane and tail. Speaking of his tail, damn, they did a great job of this as well. Although in certain poses, it almost looks like fire is coming out of his ass. The saddle itself is also unique. It's not the same one that comes with Swiftwind. You also have places for the feet for the figure that's going to be sitting on top of him. I'm actually somewhat of a fan of the pinkish contours that's going around the saddle and the different little slots that hold the wings themselves. Also, it's got like a pinkish collar going around it too. For an action figure horse, he's got a lot of articulation. I'll kind of go through that real quickly. He's got movement in his upper head, neck movement, upper leg movement, and that's all four of his legs, knee movement, calf movement, tail movement, and once you can get to it, he's also got wing movement, although these things do not want to come out that easily. But once you put the wings in, it's got a bit more of a flow to it as well, and he's also moved. It takes a little bit of effort to put the wings in, but honestly, I'm not really that big of a fan. I'm glad that they kept the blue in the wings, so at least we do have that aspect of it. And the wings are really awesome looking. It's just the whole color coordination with his body. I'm just not liking. I mean, I guess you could just kind of have them downwards like this, or you can switch them up. I've seen people online both hate and love the wings. It all just depends on your personal taste. Here's a comparison of Arrow next to his bisexual boyfriend, Swiftwind. Yep, that's right, I said it. He's bisexual. There was a big debate as to whether or not the pink version of Swiftwind should come out or the white version that came out from the animated cartoon series. I personally like the white one, although I would have loved to have seen the pink one come out at some point later on down the line too. Look at these two faces, weren't they meant for each other? Side by side with the wings expanded out. Again, I'm not that big of a fan with Arrow. I mean, I really think that he could probably be displayed much nicer without the wings. Don't the wings almost kind of look like they're the sorceress's wings? I mean, maybe it's just me, but that just seems like the color scheme is going along with it. So you can tell that these figures were not meant to have mounts. It's not exactly easy to get Bo on top of him. Here's my attempt to try to recreate one of the most iconic scenes where Prince Adam and Bo were both riding on top of Arrow. I kind of like how this looks. I don't know. Maybe it's just me though. Here is a final shot of Arrow with some of the other members of the Great Rebellion. This isn't all of them, but this is most of them. Overall, I believe that he is a great horse. He's a great beast. I'm not really quite sure the proper term for him, but I think that his sculpt is awesome. I love the color schemes. I'm not a fan of the wings, but that's a very minor thing. If you're interested interested in getting this figure, he's not available at Matty Collector, at least not to my knowledge, being that they don't make the figures anymore. They may have some backstock here and there they put on sale, but otherwise you can get him through a third-party retailer for fairly cheap. You don't have to spend too much money on him. And if you're a Princess of Power, Masters of the Universe Classics fan, I highly recommend him because he's a great addition to the family. Again, Michael, thank you so much for getting me this guy. And with that, thank you guys for joining me in this video, and I'll join you in another one very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. There are other horses that came out from the Princess of Power toy line, including one for Catra called Storm. I think that would be a great addition if Super 7 could ever do something like that. I don't know whether or not there's some sort of legal rights behind everything, whether or not they can do the actual horses, or if they can only do figures, but I think that would be a great addition if they could do that one day.